Okay, it's November 3rd, and here we are. United Kingdom ships more Storm Shadow cruise missiles to Ukraine. Just great. Um, so it's enough to last all winter, apparently. But I'm not exactly sure what they're gonna do with this because Zelensky already said he's gonna strike inside of Russia. I'd assume he's gonna use these Storm Shadow cruise missiles to do that. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Ukraine's gonna collapse soon. Um, this war might last all winter because of this. I don't know, but Ukraine's done. This is just desperation. The United Kingdom doing this is just out of straight desperation for Ukraine. And Zelensky will use these. He's going to use every last one of these. I just hope he doesn't strike inside of Russia with all these, because that could be bad. But yeah, and Dmitry said the more money the West spends to support Ukraine, the more terrible Kiev fate will be. That's true. Yeah, so United Kingdom can do this all day. They can try to prop up Ukraine, but it's a no-win situation. The UK is just gonna lose these. Ukraine's gonna use them, and they're gonna lose. So we'll see when Zelensky does this. I would assume it's going to be pretty soon because Ukrainian troops are being collapsed right now. They're encircled. Putin's already going in. So, yeah, this will probably lead to something, but it's not going to be. Ukraine's not going to win this war, basically. And Putin knows it, the US knows it, and everyone knows it. So we'll see what Zelensky does with these cruise missiles. He'll have to be very careful because he only has a limited supply. Even though he got a lot, he's got to be careful. So, yeah, we got to keep an eye on this. Zelensky does not listen to anybody. He's going to do whatever he wants on his own accord with whatever resources and supplies that he has. So, yeah, expect these Storm Shadow cruise missiles to be launched soon, very soon. And then U.S. expands Lockheed Martin built spy blimps over the Caribbean. So this is just adding to everything else that we have already sent over there. Like we've been talking about the U.S. warships, the B-1 bombers, the 6,000 sailors, the 10,000 troops, which nobody likes. So the Caribbean right now looks like a U.S. air base or a U.S. military base. I mean, we have more ships and soldiers over there than probably anywhere else right now. And, Venezuela doesn't like that. And so this Lockheed Martin built spy blimp is basically a major blimp that has incredible technology embedded inside of it that can locate and track anti-missile machines. And it's basically like reconnaissance. This blimp is basically mapping out where everything is in Venezuela. The aircraft, the anti-aircraft, the anti-missile, the soldiers, any base, whatever. It's basically a satellite that can locate anything anywhere in Venezuela. So Venezuela is being completely spectated. They're being spied on, and this blimp is basically just reconnaissance, and it's not gonna do anything. It has no attack features that I'm aware of. It's just gathering intel. So, but this is just adding to the fire. I mean, we already have so much over there, and now it's being publicly said that this is happening. Um, yeah, something's going to happen in Venezuela. Trump is saying he's not going to strike. We all know there's going to be strikes or something. And I just hope it's a quick, easy thing and we get out of it because, yeah, there's no need for all these troops there. Um, yeah, it provides an early warning century for both narcotic and national security operations. So it's not just locating the anti-aircraft, anti-missile defense systems that Venezuela already has, because they already deployed them and Russia gave them some the other day. It's also for narcotics, and the U.S. did this not with the same blimp, but we actually sent reconnaissance planes over Mexico for the cartel. It literally located where they all are. It's 21st century, you know, there's nowhere to hide anymore. Um, you could be underground, underneath like a mountain in a bunker, and these satellites and these blimps and stuff, they can locate you like nothing. So I would assume that the US is basically using this as reconnaissance, and then they're going to gather the intel and then strike strategic locations based off of this reconnaissance mission. Because again, this blimp can't attack that I'm aware of. It's just literally gathering data, and it's going to come back, and then the US is going to look at that data and say, okay, this place looks like a good place to strike. Maybe not this area, but these areas, you know. So I'm sure there will be a situation room meeting, you know, maybe today, tomorrow, who knows. Um, because I think this blimp also gives real time data. So, like, because it's over Venezuela, you know, they can look at what it's looking at right now in real time, live. So, the situation room will be busy soon in the White House because, yeah, something's going to happen. We're going to strike. I know Trump said we're not. We are. Um, yeah, and it looks like it's going to be sooner than we think because um, it's getting very public. You know, the US didn't want the media to know about it on Friday, but now everyone knows about it. So we'll see what happens here. Lockheed Martin obviously has incredible technology, and, you know, they're going to get the information that they want. I'm not sure if they had a pre planned thing, like if they want to send this blimp to look at certain areas. I think they're probably going to look at the whole country and just decide which area to strike based off the satellite and imagery that this blimp provides. So, I mean, like, what else can we send over there? We already have troops, we already have ships, we already have planes, sailors, technology, blimps. Like, what else is next? A tank? Are the tanks going to start rolling in next? I mean, my goodness, can we just de escalate this quickly? Because every day we're just adding more stuff, we're adding more stuff. So, they got to make a decision. They got to do this strike and get out. And hopefully it goes good. You know, there's no promises the CIA will be involved. They've already been trying false flags over there. Um, Venezuela even caught a group of CIA agents trying to stage a false flag. I think they're still being detained in Venezuela. And yeah, so it was just bad. And the CIA is all over this. And I just hope Trump is aware of how much the CIA is involved. Um, Yeah, we'll see. But the hemisphere that we're in is it's changed a lot since Trump took office. I mean, we are basically claiming dominance of the Western Hemisphere, and these other countries are going to have to look to us and not other countries. So we'll see what happens here. I'm sure they're not going to provide any data that this gives us. I'm sure it's going to go straight to the CIA and the DNI and the Situation Room, and then they're going to make their decision without telling us. So we'll see what happens. We'll be like Venezuela. We won't know until it's all done, probably, unless the media leaks again. But I don't think that's going to happen because they're going to change their strategy, and it's going to be a completely different thing now. But just wanted to let you know that the U.S. is adding even more presence there with this blimp, and yeah, I mean the only thing we're missing right now are tanks. Otherwise, every single equipment we have is being sent over there. All for a strike? Seems a little excessive. So we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe they'll do something when Russia does something to kind of offset it. I don't know. But I don't like the looks of this, and everyone just wants this over with. Do the strike and get out. And there better not be any soldiers left behind, um, or anything left behind, really. So we'll see what happens here. And this was interesting too. Um, 700,000 ineligible SNAP recipients purged after USDA uncovers widespread food stamp fraud. So DOGE and the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture has teamed up for finding not just illegal aliens, but just fraud. And it's 700,000, and that's a lot. Um, that's a lot. Illegals have been accused of stealing more than 150,000 of SNAP benefits in Ohio alone. Ohio has reported losing 17 million in SNAP benefits since 2023. Yeah, and that also has to do with Ohio sending all those lists of people. So basically, like, this is just the beginning. 700,000 is a lot, but it's nowhere near the total amount of fraud and ineligible patients. 700,000 is just the beginning. Again, there's over 42 million people on the SNAP program. And this is just 700,000. But remember, the majority of these people, over 70%, are illegal aliens. And well over 70% are taking advantage of the system. So this 700,000 sounds like a lot, but it's really nothing compared to 40 something million. Do the math. So this won't be the end of this story. This is gonna continue, especially with the government shutdown. They're able to do this more, and DOGE is very helpful in this. DOGE is still here, folks. People think because Elon's gone, DOGE went away. No, there's still literally employees there that are doing this, and yeah, so we'll see what happens in regards to the total number, because this is a perfect opportunity for the administration to basically purge everyone. By the end of this purge, there should only be like a few 100,000, maybe a million or two that are actually eligible for this program, which means about 40 million people won't be. And a lot of those are illegal immigrants, so it has to go with deportations as well. But because the government shut down and DOGE is now helping, they should really take advantage of this and really just go after everyone that's available. Yeah, so basically, they're purging, and they got 700,000 already, and they arrested 118 people. But this should just be the beginning. This is not the end. We still have over 40 million people taking advantage. So it's going to take time, but that's what we voted for. So this is just the beginning. DOGE is going to keep going with this. The Secretary of Agriculture is going to keep going with this. Trump is going to keep hounding this. So yeah, we'll see what happens in regards to the final number. We probably won't get that for a while, actually, but yeah, just crazy. SNAP spending surged nearly 40% under Biden. Yeah, so I mean, this was by design, and they're being purged, and it's a good thing. And hopefully, this continues. This better not be the end. Like this 700,000, they better not stop after this. They got to keep going. There's over 40 million. 40 million. So 700,000 isn't even half. It's not even a quarter of the total fraud. But it sure sounds like a lot. So yeah, the purge is happening, and this will save taxpayers a lot of money, especially if they go after everybody. So hopefully this continues. And this is pretty funny. Syria says jihadi president will make unprecedented White House visit. So yeah, this guy is the leader of Al Qaeda, and all of a sudden he's a good guy now, and all of a sudden we want to have relationships with him. So I've been following this guy for years. I've been against him for years. I literally made videos on this years ago. Got me banned. Um, yeah, the whole Syria situation is ridiculous. The destabilization of it, um, the stuff that we did over there, it's just insane. Syria is just is one of the main Christian countries, and we destroyed it on purpose. And now this guy's the leader. This guy killed over 10,000 people by himself with his own hands. This guy. This guy will be in the White House. He'll be given a warm welcome. Everyone will love him. This guy killed over 10,000 Christians by himself, and the White House is going to welcome him with open arms. And they're probably going to give him money. So that's just the world we live in. Christians can never get a foot above anyone. They can never get a step above. Like, you will be killed. Your country will be destroyed. That's just how the Christian life is. So the leader of Al Qaeda, the guy who personally killed over 10,000 Christians, will be coming to the White House. So make sure to watch it. Make sure to support this wonderful man who's never done anything wrong. Yeah. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be televised. I'm sure he'll have remarks. I'm sure Trump will have remarks. I'll definitely be watching. But, if you're a Christian, you can't be happy about this. Actually, if you're anyone, you can't, because we should have never toppled Assad in the first place. That just had to do with foreign interests like Israel wanting Syria gone. Everybody knows this. And of course, the CIA had their own incentives to take out Syria. We're funding the rebels, which was ISIS, and yeah, just like Iraq and Afghanistan. So this is just really funny. I just given up all hope on the U.S. foreign policy deciding who's good, who's bad. This is a bad guy, but they're gonna treat him like a king. They're gonna treat him better than they would do Jesus Christ, and this guy is a killer. So keep an eye on that. He says he's gonna come in early November, which is like right now, so it could be like this week. I don't know. But isn't that just funny? So just some other headlines here. Trump, U.S. can end dependency on China for rare earth minerals in 18 months. Don't know why it's going to take that long, but yeah, Trump is fully aware of the rare earth situation and the monopoly that China's trying to do. CARE Super PAC is Mamdani campaign's biggest backer. Yes. That's not a surprise at all. CARE is not the first person they've supported. Mike Waltz reveals how Trump killed global green tax that would have created UN climate slush fund at 11th hour. Yes, Trump did this. He did this with a few policies. Yeah, if Trump didn't win, we would have been bankrupt. I think in May, the U.S. would have ran out of money. So yeah, 11th hour is understatement. Judge hands DOJ win in Letitia James Morgan fraud case. Yeah, we all know that. Yes, Secretary Rollins drastically reformed after thousands of illegals removed. We need more. 700,000 is a lot, but remember there's over 40 million. So this better not be the end. Trump ICE raids haven't gone far enough. Yeah, Trump said he's going to hire at least 10,000 more agents soon. So the deportation number should be going up, because if you have more agents, then you can do what you need to do, which is what we need. We desperately need the deportations to go up, like desperately. Federal judge says Trump can't federalize National Guard despite ongoing Portland chaos. Yeah, the judges are always going to shut Trump down. But Trump is going to do it anyway because he's going to appeal it, and it's going to give him final authority. Trump now says he won't attend tariffs case at SCOTUS. Yeah, we saw that. He said he's not going to be there. He said it's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to be there. I'm the president, which is true. I mean, the president has full authority to do this. I don't know why it's going to the Supreme Court. Trump trolls Democrats with hilarious new My Safe Space page on White House. Okay, you guys got to see this. This is one of the funniest things Trump has done so far. I hope they have pictures of it. I guess not. Anyway, I highly suggest you go to the White House website and take a look at it because it's just so fun. It's basically MySpace, but for Democrats. And Trump just trolls them to the max. I mean, just trolls them to the max. And a lot of young people will understand it more, I would say. Democrats scramble as Fetterman breaks ranks on shutdown snap fallout. Yes, Fetterman's been very vocal against the Democrats lately. Trump says China's Xi has assured him that he won't take action on Taiwan during his term. I don't know if I fully believe that, but Xi wouldn't say this if he's going to do the opposite because Trump is not someone you want to cross. So this might be true, but if something major happens that the world is focusing on, China probably will take Taiwan during that same time. So there's less coverage of it. But I'm sure Trump threatened him. So that might be true, actually. Trump to GOP, don't be weak, stupid, terminate the filibuster. Yeah, we'll see what happens there, honestly. I think the Democrats will come to the table soon. There hasn't really been many riots going on, so that's kind of all they wanted. So the Democrats, I would assume, will come soon to the table and open the government again. Kathy Hochul nearly booed off stage, turned into her own "Let's Go Brandon" moment. Yeah, nobody likes this girl, and but New York City's a lost city. I don't see a Republican ever winning there again, just like California. So it's just kind of funny how even she's getting booed over there. 290,000, 295 bridges in U.S. need a repair or replacement. Here's what one state is doing. I did not know it was that much. I mean, obviously our infrastructure is dead. We haven't spent any money on infrastructure since like after World War II, because all of our tax money went to overseas, all of it. So yeah, we literally need to spend the next like 10, 20 years focusing on the United States and our citizens. Not a single dollar can be spent to foreign aid ever again. I mean, seriously. Trump DOJ intervenes in long simmering election integrity dispute over 2020 election. Are they still doing this in Georgia? It's been 5 years and they still can't decide who won the 2020 election. You gotta be kidding me. Washington, D.C. activates juvenile curfew after large fights. Yeah, so I guess on Halloween there was a lot of fights in Washington. But that's going to simmer down with the National Guard there and Halloween's over. Yeah, Democrats shut down these millions without heat. Yes, that's something that people haven't really talked about. It's not just the food stamps. A lot of people have dependency on like heating their homes, which, that's probably not a good thing. I'm sure people are taking advantage of that as well. So that's just great. Flight delays persist as government shutdown leads to air traffic controller shortages. Yes, we all know. This is why the Democrats have to come back because the CEOs of these companies who were backing Democrats are now against them. Global critical minerals race is heating up and rare earth stocks are skyrocketing. Yep, we know. Bessent says he's optimistic about SCOTUS weighs fate of Trump's entire trade agenda. Yeah, Bessent's been great. He's been on Trump's agenda this whole time. I was a little worried about him in the beginning, but he's been full on MAGA. He's been really good. Why SNAP benefits can't be funded without congressional action. Yes. Yeah, so that's about it. Nothing too crazy has happened today, but other than the more buildup in Venezuela, which everybody loves, yeah, so the whole country's changing. Um, Once these conflicts in Venezuela and Nigeria boil over, and the whole Ukraine situation, we have to just spend all of our attention on the United States. We cannot be giving money to other countries and giving them stuff. Like, we're done. And if we don't do that, then the young people will vote for someone that will. And yeah, there's a whole civil war happening in the GOP right now, um, having to do with Israel. And that's just going to continue until the next election. But yeah, basically, if you're like, I don't know, 35, maybe 40 and older, or younger, I mean, there's nobody that's going to support any foreign aid to any country, not just Israel, but like all these programs, all these troops, and all these bases. Like, we're done, and the young people are aware of it, and yeah. So we'll see what the GOP does. We'll see which side they choose: foreign interest or American voters. Um, just like where we were before Trump came, the GOP did not care about American citizens. So we're kind of heading back into that direction, especially because Trump will be gone. So, JD Vance, you better be careful. You have a decision to make: United States citizens or foreign interest lobbies. And that will be that will determine the election. Who these people are. I mean, obviously the Democrats will be on they're gonna not care about US citizens. It's just hopefully the GOP has candidates that will. And so far Vance has been okay. He's been okay so far, but we still got a long way to go. So we'll see if he stays America first or not. So that's about it. Big election tomorrow. You know, Mamdani's gonna win, I believe. Cuomo does have a chance. It's not 0%, especially with some recent endorsements. Like Elon Musk today endorsed Cuomo. Well, not endorsed him, but he just said vote for him. So that could have a swing. But I fully expect Mamdani to win because, like I said, New York's lost. All the tax-paying citizens are leaving, so they don't have a voter base to vote for Cuomo anymore, just like California. So we'll see what happens. Um, I'll definitely do a video on that. Maybe I'll go live or something, but I expect Mamdani to win. We'll see what happens in New Jersey as well. There's big races going on. Um, if Cuomo wins somehow, it'll be such like I will never be happier that a Democrat won. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. If Cuomo wins, New York won't change. It'll just stay the way it is, and the way it is awful. But Mamdani would make it worse. But Cuomo would at least keep it the same level of awfulness. So that's better than total annihilation. So we'll see. That's kind of that'll probably be the big story tomorrow, unless US strikes Venezuela tomorrow. But we'll see. And if Mamdani does win, it'll be very interesting to see how Trump reacts because it'll be interesting to see if Trump and Mamdani even have dialogue. Like, are they gonna have a phone call? Like, I don't know. I would love to be in that room to watch Mamdani talk to Trump. That'd be so funny. So yeah, that's about it. If anything else happens, I'll give you an update.